The night the police knocked on my door, I knew David had talked. My hands shook as I hid the bourbon bottle, my breath sour with secrets. 60 years old, I thought, and still stupid enough to believe a boy's lies. But let's rewind. Before the handcuffs and the neighborhood gossip, there was just loneliness. Thank you, yes, you, for being here. To my subscribers, you're the reason I can share this story without crumbling. To new viewers, hit that button. Trust me, you'll want to see how this ends. Now, tell me in the comments, have you ever wanted something you knew would ruin you? I met David Turner on a Tuesday. He had moved in next door with his parents, a lanky kid with skateboard scars and a smirk that made my knees weak. 20 years old, younger than my daughter. But when he ambled over to borrow sugar, his eyes lingered a beat too long on my neckline. Mrs. Delaney? He had said, all faux innocence. Mom says you've got that good organic stuff. I should have shut the door. Instead, I laughed. Call me Natasha. Weeks passed. He had helped me garden, his fingers brushing mine as we planted hydrangeas. Harmless, I told myself. Until the afternoon, he barged into my bedroom, unannounced, while I was naked. Curled on the bed, a silver vibrator humming in my hand. Mortification froze me. David didn't leave. He stared, lips parted, then rasped, damn. You're wow. I yanked the sheets up. Get out. He didn't. He stepped closer, jeans straining. You think I don't notice you watching me? Those sad little glances? My pulse roared. You're a child. And you're starving. He knelt by the bed, voice low. Let me help. I slapped him. He caught my wrist, pressed it to the mattress. Stop pretending, he said, and kissed me. It wasn't gentle. It was teeth and hunger and God. It had been so long since someone touched me. Afterward, as we lay tangled in sweat, he traced my stretch marks. You're kind of beautiful, Natasha. I laughed, brittle. I am old. Nah. His hand slid lower. You're alive. That night, I scrubbed his scent off my skin and sobbed. But when he texted, come over. Parents are gone, I went. Guilt is a funny thing. It doesn't drown desire. It fuels it. The affair didn't burn, it smoldered. Like a cigarette left unattended on dry grass, it ate through every boundary, every shred of my dignity. David's texts became demands. Now. Your place. Don't wear anything. I obeyed, even as my reflection in the hallway mirror disgusted me, a woman with crow's feet and desperate eyes, slipping into lace she had bought online. The met in shadows. His parents worked late. My daughter, Clara, lived 3 states away. David would climb through my bathroom window after midnight, smelling of weed and Axe body spray. He would push me against the sink, call me filthy names, and I would lean into the humiliation like it was absolution. Why me? I asked him once, tracing the tattoo on his hip, a snake coiled around a dagger. He smirked. You're easy. The word stung, but I laughed. Easy. A widow starved for touch, a punchline in a sitcom. Still, I craved him. When he would leave before dawn, I would scrub the sheets and cry, then check my phone by 9 a.m., praying he would text again. One afternoon, he sauntered into my kitchen shirtless, eating a peach from my fruit bowl. Juice dripped down his chest. I need money, he said. I froze, dishcloth in hand. What? 5 grand. For a thing. A thing? My voice cracked. David, I am on a fixed income. My husband's pension barely. He slammed the peach on the counter. Don't play naive. You think I don't know about the life insurance? The beach house you sold? The air thickened. I hadn't told a soul about that money. You've been snooping, I whispered. He stepped closer, sticky fingers gripping my waist. Come on, Natasha. You owe me. Owe you? I shoved him back. For what? Letting you use me like some toy? His expression darkened. You think anyone will believe you didn't beg for it? A cougar preying on a kid? He pulled out his phone, thumbed the screen, and my own moans spilled into the room, a recording from God knows when. I lunged for the phone. He held it high, laughing. Pay up, or this goes viral. Grandma's greatest hits. I sold my jewelry, my late husband's watch. Every transaction felt like carving off a piece of my soul. David took the cash in a greasy envelope, kissed my forehead, and said, "Knew you would be smart." But the guilt metastasized. I stopped sleeping, started jumping at every creak in the house. One night, I dreamt Clara found us. "You're just like Dad," and woke up screaming. David's demands grew. Another $3,000. By Friday, I don't have it. I hissed during a Walmart run, his hand accidentally brushing mine in the cereal aisle. He grabbed a box of Lucky Charms, voice casual. Then borrow it. Or maybe I will pay Clara a visit. She's got a nice porch for a sex tape premiere. I vomited in the parking lot. The twist came on a Thursday. I had gone to David's house, cash in hand, rehearsing lies for his parents. But through the living room window, I saw her, a girl with pink hair and a nose ring, laughing on the couch. David kissed her neck, his hand under her shirt. My stomach dropped. He's just like Richard. My dead husband's face flashed in my mind, his secretary's lipstick on his collar, the way he had sworn it meant nothing. I texted David. "Who is she?" His reply was instant. "None of your business. Leave the money in the mailbox." I didn't. Instead, I drank half a bottle of Pinot Noir and drove to the girl's apartment. She answered the door in a Star Wars tank top, eyes narrowed. "Yeah? You're dating David Turner." She rolled her eyes. "Exclusive?"
No.
"We're chill."
Why?
The truth lodged in my throat. "He's using you too." But all I said was, "He's not worth it." She smirked. "Says the random Karen stalking me."
Bye.
The door slammed. I sat in my car, shaking, and realized I am the other woman now. That night, David came to my bed, all apologies and rough hands. "Lilith's nothing," he murmured. "Just a distraction." I turned away. "Get out." He laughed. "You're jealous?" Pathetic. But when he left, I found his wallet on the floor. Inside, a condom, a fake ID, and a photo of Lila tucked behind his college dropout card. On the back, in sloppy script, "Love you, D. Zoxo." I pocketed it. Guilt isn't fire. It is a mirror. And I was finally ready to smash it. The photo of Lila burned in my pocket like a lit match. I waited until midnight, when the neighborhood slept, and texted David. "We need to talk now." He arrived smirking, expecting another payout. Instead, I slapped the photo on the kitchen table. "Explain." He glanced at it unfazed. "You went through my stuff?"
Creepy.
"You're cheating on her."
On me.
My voice shook. "You're just like..." "Like who?" He leaned in, breath reeking of beer. "Your dead hubby?"
Please.
At least he had balls. The words hit like a shovel to the ribs. Richard's betrayal had been a quiet poison, whispers at office parties, perfume on his shirts. But this was a wildfire. I gripped the edge of the sink. "I am done paying you." David laughed.
Done?
"You will be done when I say." He pulled out his phone, thumb hovering over the audio file. $3,000. Tomorrow. Something snapped. I lunged for the knife block. Flashback. 1998. Richard's hands trembled as he packed his suitcase. "It was one time, Tasha. For God's sake, forgive me." I stood in the doorway of our bedroom, our newborn daughter wailing in my arms. "Get out." He left. Clara stopped crying. And for 20 years, I told myself I would never be that weak again. The blade glinted under the kitchen lights. David backed up, hands raised. Whoa, crazy bitch. Deleted, I hissed.
Now.
He hesitated, then tapped his screen.
Gone.
Happy? I didn't lower the knife. Swear you will leave me alone. Leave Lila alone. His laugh was brittle. Or what? You will stab me? You're not a killer. He was wrong. I slashed at the air. He stumbled, crashing into the fridge. A bottle of champagne, leftover from New Year's, shattered on the floor. You're insane. He scrambled to his feet, blood blooming on his forearm from the glass. And you're a parasite, I spat. Get out. Never come back. He fled, cursing. I sank to the floor, surrounded by shards and shame. The next morning, Lila found me. I was nursing coffee at Java Hut, the town's sad little cafe, when she slid into the booth. Her pink hair was tied up, eyes red-rimmed. He lied to me, she said flatly. My stomach lurched. What? She tossed her phone onto the table. On the screen, a text thread with David. Lila, who's Natasha? David, old neighbor.
Why?
Lila. She came to my place. Said you're not worth it. David, she's a drunk. Lost her husband. Pitiful, really. I pushed the phone away. I am sorry. She leaned forward, voice trembling. I found her texts. The dirty ones. How old are you? His mom's age? The word mom hung between us like a grenade. It's complicated, I whispered. Complicated? She barked a laugh. He told me you forced yourself on him. That you're obsessed. The room tilted. He's lying. Prove it. I hesitated. Then I pulled out the photo from David's wallet and slid it across the table. Lila stared at her own face, at the love you scrawled on the back. Her jaw tightened. He's using you, I said softly. She pocketed the photo, eyes blazing. And you let him. That night, David called 17 times. I silenced my phone, poured the bourbon down the drain, and sat in the dark. At 2 a.m., headlights sliced through the blinds. A car idled outside, Lilith's beat-up Honda. She got out, stared at my house, then sped off. The next morning, my doorstep held a single envelope. Inside, a USB drive. I plugged it into my laptop. Video footage filled the screen. David's bedroom, a hidden camera angle. There I was, tangled in his sheets, begging him to hurt me just a little. A note fell out. You're not the only one who can play games. Lila. Guilt isn't a mirror. It's a bomb. And mine had just detonated. The USB drive sat on my kitchen counter like a live wire. I didn't need to watch the video again. The sounds alone haunted me. My own voice, breathy and desperate, echoed in my skull. Hurt me just a little. Lila hadn't just leaked the footage. She had weaponized it. It started with a ping on the neighborhood Facebook group at 6:03 a.m. Linda Thompson, admin urgent. Please review attached video. Parents, monitor your children's devices. By noon, it had 487 shares. I only realized what happened when Marjorie from book club called, her voice trembling. Natasha, is that you? I hung up, opened Facebook, and there I was, pixelated but unmistakable, my face contorted in pleasure. The comments raged. Disgusting predator. Someone call the police. Her poor daughter. My hands shook as I dialed Lila. Straight to voicemail. David? His number was disconnected. The doorbell rang. Clara stood on the porch, suitcase in hand, eyes blazing. She had driven 8 hours.
Mom.
Her voice cracked. Explain. I reached for her. She flinched. It's not what you think, I whispered. Not what I... She shoved her phone in my face, the video playing on loop. You're sleeping with a teenager? After what Dad did to us. The word dad hung between us like a curse. He's 20, I said weakly. Oh, well, that makes it better. She stormed inside, tears streaking her mascara. You used to check my room for monsters. Now you are one. I crumpled. He blackmailed me. I was lonely. Lonely? She laughed, wild and hollow. You think Dad's affair didn't make me lonely? You think I didn't cry myself to sleep wondering why I wasn't enough? The air left my lungs. Clara, please.
No.
She grabbed her suitcase. I can't look at you. The door slammed. I slid to the floor, the silence ringing louder than sirens. By dusk, the Turner family's moving van idled next door. David's father avoided my gaze as he loaded boxes. His mother spat on my lawn. Stay away from us, she hissed. David was nowhere. That night, I swallowed every pill in the bathroom cabinet, Xanax, Tylenol, the expired Vicodin for my hip surgery. I left no note. What could I say? But death, it seems, didn't want me either. I woke to fluorescent lights and the beep of machines. A nurse murmured, "Lucky. Your neighbor saw your porch light on at 3 a.m. and got suspicious." Clara stood in the corner, arms crossed.
Mom.
Her voice was ice.
Why?
I stared at the IV in my hand. I wanted the pain to stop. So, you would make me ID your body? Her composure broke. You don't get to leave. Not yet. She left without hugging me. The hospital discharged me into a world that felt foreign. My house had been egged. The Facebook group had 1,302 comments, but in the ashes, a flicker. The nurse had slipped me a pamphlet. Support groups for addiction and trauma. I dialed the number.
Guilt isn't a bomb.
It's a reckoning. 3 years later, I sat in a folding chair at the Cedar Ridge Community Center, my memoir draft heavy on my lap. The walls were plastered with posters. Recovery is a journey, not a destination, and you are enough. A woman named Becky, her voice raw from decades of smoking, shared about losing custody of her kids. When my turn came, I said, I am Natasha. I am a survivor of my own choices. The group clapped. Not for triumph, for honesty. Clara's first letter arrived on a Tuesday. I had mailed her my manuscript, no return address, expecting silence. But her reply was succinct. Mom, I read it. All of it. Let's meet. Clara. We chose a diner halfway between our lives. She brought her toddler, Kim, a girl with Richard's eyes and Clara's stubborn chin. She's beautiful, I said, voice trembling. Clara stirred her coffee. I am not ready to forgive you. I know, but... She glanced at Kim, who smeared ketchup on the table. I don't want her growing up without a grandma. I reached for her hand.
She let me.
David found me at the library. I was shelving memoirs, wild, educated, my own borrowed skin tucked humbly in the local authors section. He wore a suit, hair trimmed, but his eyes still carried that restless glint. Natasha. My chest tightened. How did you find me? Googled you. He forced a smile. Saw your book tour. I turned back to the cart.
Leave. Wait.
He pulled a crumpled photo from his wallet. Lila, faded but still smiling. I married her. 2 kids. I am trying to be better. Good for you. I am sorry. The words tumbled out. For hurting you. For being a monster. I faced him. You were a boy. I was a coward. We broke each other. He blinked back tears. Can we ever?
No.
I slid my book into its place on the shelf. But thank you.
For the apology. He left.
I sighed heavily. The memoir event was packed. Dozens held dog-eared copies, their eyes soft with recognition. A woman in her 70s raised her hand. How would you forgive yourself? I paused. I didn't. I just stopped letting guilt define me. Afterward, A man approached, bald, kind-faced, a divorcee from my support group. "Coffee?" he asked. I hesitated, then smiled. "Okay. Guilt isn't a reckoning. It's a teacher. And I've finally learned to listen. To every one of you who stayed until the end, thank you. This story was my hardest truth. If it resonated, if it angered or moved you, drop a comment below. I read every one. Share it with someone who needs to hear that shame doesn't have to be a life sentence. And if you haven't yet, hit subscribe. Your support fuels these raw, unfiltered journeys. Until next time, be kind to your shadows. They're part of your light.